Is eXp a pyramid scheme? Do agents really just recruit other agents? Those are the questions that come up every time this brokerage gets mentioned. And to be honest, I had the same concerns when I first heard about it. The problem is most people either hear the hype or the hate, and nobody actually explains the model clearly. So in this video, I'm going to lay it out for you how eXp actually works, what's good, what's not so good, and whether it makes sense for your business. Just the facts so that you can decide for yourself. The first thing we're going to cover is how did eXp come to fruition? And you can see on this slide here, it's based on a model proven to thrive in all market conditions. eXp is not a new idea. This has come about for well over a decade. And Glenn Sanford, who is the founder of eXp, was a high-level KW agent who had these ideas on to make a more agent-centric brokerage. And that's exactly what he did in 2009. So this brokerage and this model is not something new. We have the longevity, unlike a lot of other cloud-based brokerages that just don't have the time in the industry. eXp has been around for 16 years. And I'm going to quickly go through the timeline here so that you can understand how we got here, what are some of the programs, and just to show you that eXp is always wanting to be all about the agents and wants to always provide the best assistance available and the best tools to their agents as well. So in 2009, you can see that eXp Realty is founded in the cloud. In 2013, so 4 years later, eXp Realty goes public. So we are a publicly traded company. And in 2015, this is a big one here, the Icon Agent Program and Equity Opportunities launched. So with eXp, and we'll go over this a little bit further in the video here, it allows you 3 opportunities to be able to make a living. Obviously, the number 1 is based off your production numbers. Number 2 is agent awards and stock opportunities that is based off your production numbers, and then revenue share as well. The Icon Agent Program is something that is completely different. So it gives you and agents the opportunity to get all your company fees back in company stock every single year. Along with the other stock awards that are given to you, eXp will essentially pay your way and pay you to be at the brokerage if you're a top producer and you can hit some of these milestones, which we'll hit later. So it's very advantageous. If you're a high producer, you essentially will get paid and compensated for being at the brokerage and will not have those expenses. As you get into 2018, eXp World joins the NASDAQ. And EXPI acquires Virbela, taking the cloud to the metaverse. So we have something called eXp World, where you have a virtual avatar of yourself, and it is a place that you can interact with all agents. It's a place, because we are cloud-based, where we host our trainings, where we host our business meetings for your offices or anything like that. So we have a space in the cloud for that. In 2019, eXp Realty expands across Canada, the UK, and Australia. So we are getting close to 30 major markets now, but they started their global expansion back in 2019. In 2020, eXp acquired both Success and Showcase IDX. So one of the programs that we have, we offers 3 CRMs to every single agent. It's called CRM of Choice, that was just launched. And within that, you will have the ability to have IDX websites for free through your CRM. That was a huge benefit for me. I was paying around $500 a month for a website. With IDX, I was able to scrap that and keep those savings when I move forward here with eXp. As we move forward into 2020, eXp Global and Commercial launched. In 2022 was the pinnacle, more than 86,000 agents in 24 global markets in terms of the agent count. And in that same year, eXp Luxury and Revenos launched as well. We also had another acquisition of Zoocasa. And in 2023, eXp adds Making It Rain, iHeart eXp, and Extend a Hand. So what are these things here? Making It Rain is a lead generation system that you can pay at a preferred rate through your KV Core. And it can set up a lot of these lead generation paid leads for you instead of having to pay out so much to other agencies out there. eXp is always looking to try to garner technology and put it in our systems so that we all have a place to thrive. iHeart eXp and Extend a Hand are cool factors here. We have a lot of outreach that we do into the communities as well as agents as well. For example, wildfire season is here, and if you are an agent and you're struck by natural disasters, we do have something called Extend a Hand, where you can apply for grants to help with your day-to-day bills if you're unable to work. So we do a lot of giving back to our agents as well. In 2024, Leo Perea named CEO of eXp Realty, and then in in 2025, eXp launches Land and Ranch. We have luxury programs, land and ranch programs, commercial programs. So it doesn't matter where you fit in with your business, we have a place for you. And the reason why we start with this map is just to show you that we are not just a templated one-dimensional brokerage. eXp listens to its agents, and if there are agents that are wanting something specific, they will work on building out a committee and to make sure that those items can be given back to those agents. When it comes to the brokerage size, you can see that eXp is the largest independent real estate brokerage on the planet. Right now, we're trending just over 80,000 agents, and you can see the trajectory here in terms of growth as we move forward past 25 into 2026. I know Glenn Sanford, who is the founder, he wants to be 1 million agents and 50 major country markets in the next 10 years. That is what his vision is for the company in terms of growth. When we look at the biggest myth when it comes to eXp, and it comes down to the fact that eXp is not a producing brokerage, it's a brokerage that is just based on recruitment. None of the agents produce, and that is extremely false. And this is what we're going to look at right now. So eXp is the #1 growth leader across agent count, volume, and transactions. And you can see here with the different power rankings here how eXp grows. So with the T360 ranked, eXp is #1 for growth leader in year-over-year sales volume, transaction size, and agent count. Ranked #1 in transaction size since 2023. 5-year top movers for both sides and volume. Public independent, #1 public independent brokerage since 2021. And the best brokerage ranking in Real Trends as well. In the Power Broker report by Risk Media, ranked #1 in transactions since 2022, ranked in the top 4 since 2019, and ranked #3 in sales volume, and ranked in top 6 for sales volume since 2019. So we do produce here, the agents do produce here, and keep in mind these are American stats here. So right here, as you can see, leading the way by sides in 2024, the #1 real estate brokerage in closed transactions in the United States. So this is all about dispelling myths here in the States. And you can see that eXp Realty in 2024 did over 350,000 transactions. And this is compared to Anywhere Advisors, who were just under 250,000 transactions. So 100,000 more transactions we did than the second real estate brokerage here. Compass came in at third, 228,000. Home Services America, 224. And then you can see then our the Real Broker, for example, 90,000 transactions. So we're more than 3x in terms of volume, in terms of transactions when it comes to Real Brokerage in that year. And then you can see Redfin, United Real Estate, LPT, another cloud base at 36,000. This top producers list takes 250 of the top 250 agents in the States. And if we use their numbers here, they actually ranked here 6th in the country, just the 250 top agents in our brokerage of eXp in the States. So this is to show you right here that eXp is for sure a production-based brokerage first. If you're a Canadian agent, these are some of the Canadian numbers here, just so that you can see what's happening to the north of the United States border. In 2024, eXp ranked #5 in terms of transaction size, in terms of over 40,000 transactions in 2024. And then in terms of volume, #6 in the country, just over $12 billion in sales volume. So in up north, where our market share is continuing to be more and more, we are getting higher and higher in terms of market share, both on the transaction side and the volume side. And for cloud-based brokerages, we are #1. You can see the other competitor here in terms of cloud-based, Real Broker, is sitting here at #8, respectively, in both of these counts here. When it comes to the global expansion journey, there's a huge advantage here at eXp because we have so many referral partners, over 80,000 to be exact, in all of these major markets. So if you live in an international destination or you have international clientele, you can actually service them and put them in touch with agents in all of these major markets. So in 2009 here, we've highlighted it started in the States, Canada in 2012, but you can just see with the flags here, the major markets that we are in. The UK, Australia, South Africa, Mexico, France, India, Portugal, Hong Kong, Brazil, All of these items here in the major European markets and Asian markets. We're in Dubai, we're in Turkey. We just launched in Korea and Japan coming in 2025. These were the last ones on the slides, but we've just launched in Korea and Japan as well. But we are in all of these major markets here. So it does give you an opportunity to grow your base internationally, to sell homes at an international level. And like I mentioned before, they want to be in 50 major markets. When it comes to the fees, and this is something that obviously you are waiting to hear, what does it look like? So compensation and incentives, we are on an 80-20 split. So depending on where you're at, you may find this expensive. There are a lot of flat fee shops, discount shops where you can definitely find a cheaper brokerage. But then if it's cheaper, you're not getting all the resources and tools. For myself, I was with a brokerage where it was far higher than what I was paying here at eXp. So not only did I get a lot better training, mentorship, and coaching, but I was able to bring my fees down as well. So how does this work in the States? So it's an 80-20 split. You pay a maximum of $16,000 back to the brokerage. So you pay an 80-20 split until you hit 80,000 GCI. Once you hit that and 16,000 is paid back to the company, you earn 100% of the commission for the remainder of your anniversary year, not the calendar year, anniversary year. In terms of transaction fees, you can see down here, $250 per transaction fee. Once capped, transaction fees total $5,000. That capped transaction fee is reduced to $75. So there can be a reduction down into that. After 20 deals, it will reduce from $250 down to $75. For my Canadian friends, again, the split is the same. It's an 80-20 split up to 16,000, so 80,000 GCI. The transaction fees are a little bit different, $280 per transaction fee and caps out at $5,700, and then it's reduced to $75. So again, 20 transactions, and then you are going to have that drop in your transaction fee. But before that, once you cap out at that 80,000 GCI, you will be getting 100% of your commissions. One of my biggest pet peeves with my previous brokerage was that it took a long time to get paid, sometimes upwards of 10 days to 2 weeks, especially on the buy side where you're not getting that listing commission from the deposit. It can take some time. What we have here is something called Express Pay. So we have more than $30 million that has been set up in a trust account. So that means when your deal is done and all the paperwork is through, you get paid sometimes within 24 hours. They don't wait for the money to come from the lawyers. If you have the closing, if all the paperwork and the title has been transferred, you will get paid and they'll wait for that money to replenish the trust account. So you can see that Express Pay gives eXp agents same day within 24 hours commission payouts once your transaction is fully complete and required documents are submitted. There are some exemptions just so that you are aware on new build constructions, leases, rentals, and referrals. They're not eligible for Express Pay at this time, but the money comes from eXp's trust account and then they wait for the money to come in. So this is a really cool feature. Once you get your transactions done, you do get paid on essentially immediately. When it comes to your monthly fees, which is very important, and the startup fees, on the state side, $149 startup fee, and then it's an $85 per month cloud brokerage fee. There is a $25 transaction review fee based off transaction, so only when you're getting paid, and a $60 risk management fee based on transaction. So what do these two mean here? So this means a transaction review fee. Once you upload your documents, you have a conveyancing team, you have your managing brokers look over your paperwork to make sure there's no mistakes. For every single transaction that goes through and is successful, then you will pay $25, and that's essentially helps to get an overview to make sure that you're not going to land in real estate jail. It's so easy to get sued in this environment. That's why we have an extra layer of support with our managing brokers. Risk management fee is $60 here, and that caps at $750, and this goes towards your errors and omissions. So these ones here, $25.60 is only based on transaction. So if you're not getting paid, you're not going to have to be looking at this. So it's a very low monthly cost on the States. When we go to Canada, the standard cost is $199 startup fee, $139 a month cloud brokerage fee, and then again, $29 transaction review fee, $17 risk management fee in some provinces, mostly in Western Canada. So again, your errors and omissions insurance, and then just having that brokerage support with your broker managers checking over all your documentations to make sure that you are in compliance. So where does eXp really separate itself from traditional brokerages? And it comes in the terms of wealth and lifestyle. So what do I mean by that? So real world example, before I was in real estate, I was a firefighter for 6 years. I unfortunately suffered a really bad back injury. It wasn't medically cleared to come back. I had to get into real estate as a different occupation. And because of that, I essentially lost my pension. So eXp offers everybody a way to generate income in 3 different income streams and to be able to prep you for retirement and make sure that you have an equitable business. So what does that mean? So wealth and lifestyle. Because you can earn money through production, which is the traditional way, also through stock awards, also through revenue share, these 2 other opportunities can give you passive income through stock dividends, through stock awards, and then your revenue stream to be able to set you up with a pension down the road or perhaps an early retirement so that you can enjoy this lifestyle. That is what the huge separator is here, and what was super appealing for me coming from the fire service was because it gave you an opportunity to have a pension. When we talk about these stock awards, and these are in the States, it's an exclusive way to create additional income streams. So as you can see here, agents can be shareholders at eXp, and we are on the NASDAQ under EXPI if you want to check the company stock. So equity awards through incentive program. Every time you close your first transaction annually every year, you will get $200 of company stock into your account. Every time you cap at that $80,000, you'll get $400 US of company stock. If you bring in an agent that's sponsored underneath you, you will get then $400 of stock when the direct agent you sponsored does their first deal. So you can see here, there's almost essentially $1,000 a year that you can get if you just bring in one agent every single year and then you cap and you do a deal. When it comes to the agent equity program, this is cool. You can voluntarily enroll into this. So 5% of your net commissions, you can buy company stock at a 5% discount. Over 65% of agents and brokers participate in this program. I've been participating in this for the last 2.5 years. It's been building up quite steadily, which is nice. And again, it gives you opportunity. Do I want to continue to build this out for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years as a pension? Some people want to cash it out when the stock goes to an all-time high, to pay off a mortgage, to take the family out, pay for taxes, things of that nature. So this is where that wealth aspect comes in, because you can get company stock at a discount, and then when you pair it with these stock awards, it can really start to grow depending on your production level. When it comes to production level, the Icon Award, top agents receive up to $16,000, so all your company fees back in stock upon the achievement of certain production and cultural goals within the year. So if you're a capping agent and you bring in a couple agents every single year, plus, with your stock awards, I mean, you could be bringing in well over $20,000 plus of company stock. And obviously that can build up quite a bit. It is important to note that with these equity awards and Icon awards, there are vesting periods with it. But this agent equity commission program, because you are purchasing stock at a discount, you can cash this out at any time, but we'll talk about this a little bit later. In Canada, $270 of stock once you make your first deal, $540 when you cap, and $540 when a sponsored agent does their first deal. And again, you get the discount for company stock if you want at 5% of your net commissions, and then you have access to the Icon Award as well. Within that Icon Award, and this is how it's broken down to get the full $16,000 back. So it's based off production, and the first $8,000 lump sum is based off your production numbers. And if you hit $500,000 gross commission, or you hit 20 transactions after you cap at $80,000, you will become an Icon agent. So by hitting those numbers, you'll immediately get the $8,000 in company stock. There's a 3-year vesting period to this. What I love about eXp, and you saw it on that roadmap with just how much it changes and tries to be agent centric, they want the Icon agents to give back to the other agents in the company to make us all stronger. And that's why we're all about collaboration. So to get the full benefit, there are cultural commitments and event commitments that you need to get the full $16,000. You'll get an additional $4,000 back after earning 20 points in a 1-year vesting period. So what does this mean? So during your sales meetings, during events that come to your area or eXpCon, by sharing things within your business that work, by being able to mentor agents as well, you'll get a certain number of points, and that's giving back to the agents, and then you'll get rewarded with another $4,000. And then with events, if you come to eXpCon, you'll get $2,000, and then a regional rally at an additional $2,000 to make that a $4,000 here. And there's no vesting period in this. So just by being around the community, they are going to reward you with those stock advantages. And this is how you can get your $16,000 back if you're a high producing agent every single year. So how to become an icon? Pay your annual $16,000 company cap. This is roughly 80,000 GCI. Production requirements: after capping, you must pay an additional $5,000 in cap transaction fees. That's usually about 20 more deals after, but depends on deal size on 100% commission. Alternatively, you can qualify with 500,000 GCI and a minimum of 10 transactions. And then you have to hit your cultural contribution and those rewards. And that is what the program is all about. In terms of point 5, why it matters: icon agents get top producer recognition, additional marketing authority, and significant wealth building through stock awards. So with anyone who is in eXp, whether you're a veteran agent or new agent, your first goal should be, I want to be a capper, so you can get 100% of your commissions back. And the next goal would be hitting icon status so you can get those benefits of those stock awards. As we get into the revenue share aspect or the pyramid scheme aspect of things, you can see that there is an added value of revenue share within the brokerage. So eXp Realty agents can receive revenue share income from the sales activity of the productive agents they sponsor into the company. Agents earn based on adjusted gross commission from the sales transactions closed by a personally sponsored capping agent and productive agents in their overall group. It's dynamically calculated each month, so eXp pays out and retains 50% of company dollars. So everyone says eXp agents, all they do is recruit, but keep in mind, if you are an agent in any market, how many emails do you get from a Remax or local brokerages checking in on you? Everyone recruits in some capacity. The only difference is you are getting compensated for that. And with the whole model, with the sponsorship and why it's so important, the reason why they really do this is to encourage agents who have a sponsor group to build into their sponsor group to help them produce. So it's really a genius idea brought on by the leadership team, because it puts the responsibility, a lot of the responsibility, on agents to help nurture, coach, and mentor agents to produce so that they can get the revenue share benefits. If your agents don't produce, you don't get any benefit whatsoever. Another misnomer: the agent does not pay back to their sponsor the revenue share. It all comes from the company. And we're always very, very transparent about this. And you can see here how this is broken down. So at eXp Realty, you earn a percentage of revenue every time an agent you sponsor closes a deal until they hit their annual cap. eXp's 80-20 split funds the revenue share pool with 50% of the company dollar paid out to its agents who help grow the company. So it is written out in our bylaws, super transparent, that within eXp, 50% of the revenue goes back to the agents. It sits in an account. The other 50% goes to pay the managing brokers, everything that's needed to run the company. For the 80-20 split, and you can see right here that 20% goes back to the company in this pool. Half of that, 16,000, so 8,000 would go into the company account to pay for payroll and whatnot, and then the rest will go into the revenue share pool. How does things work out in terms of revenue share plan? And I know that I may be losing you some here because there's a lot of numbers here and I might be speaking a different language, but stick with me here. So unique benefits compared to some of the competing brokerage: we have a revenue share pay now. On the third week of every single month is when you would get your revenue share. You can request to get it paid sooner, and that is a program that we have. Get paid regardless of production. So with revenue share, you don't need to produce. So as long as you have your license and you keep up with your continuing education, you can earn your revenue share. And this allows people to be able to retire and have that equitable business. So if you've been producing, you've been picking up agents, and you have some agents in your downline that are giving you monthly payments every single month from the company, as long as you keep your license, you can retire from production, but you can still continue to get the benefit of revenue share. The other thing that's really cool about revenue share, it's willable. So you can actually put it down to your next of kin. As long as they have a real estate license, they can still collect with it. There's some bonus opportunities for tier 1 and year 1. And it's the largest revenue share growth opportunity in terms of 7 levels. With the old model, you can see here some of the numbers are a little bit different. So there was minimum number of agents that you needed to sponsor to be able to open up your tiers down the tier network. When I joined, and they just made these changes about 8 months ago or so, to get the advantage of tier 2, you needed to have 5 personally sponsored agents. And like I said, recruitment is not a massive portion of people's businesses. We have over 80,000 agents. There's less than 3,000 agents in the company that have at least one agent underneath them. So this is not a big portion. But with that being said, it does take some time. And they felt that people were not being able to take advantage of their tiers down below. So what they did was reconfigure everything so that now within eXp, you have all 3 tiers open to you. So what does that mean? Say you brought on your uncle who is an agent and had a team of 10 individuals. Under the system, if they were your first recruited person, you would have the advantages of your uncle. But because he had 10 agents underneath him, but you didn't have 5 frontline qualified agents in front of you, you would not have that benefit of those agents underneath him. With the new system here, we have 3 tiers that are open. So in that same example, your uncle would be in tier 1. All his agents on his team, all 10 here, you would have availability to get revenue share from that team because these 3 tiers are open. So you can see that they really reduced what was needed to open up your tiers to make it more friendly for people to take advantage of this. When it comes to the payouts here, and this is where I may lose a lot of you, but just bear with me here. So again, this is the model here when it comes to a commission coming in. So if a commission came in at $10,000, we have that 80-20 split. 80% of the $8,000 goes to the agent, $2,000 goes into the pocket of eXp. Of that $2,000, $1,000 goes right to eXp to pay their bills. The other $1,000 goes into the revenue share pool. So you have 7 tiers here, and this breaks down the percentage you get from each deal of your producing agents. Keep in mind, this is not a forever thing. This only goes up to a cap of 80,000. Once someone caps out and hits 80,000 GCI, you will no longer get revenue share. And this is based off of capping agents in this group. Basing it off this model of $10,000 commission and those agents haven't capped, for each agent in your tier 1, you would get $175. Tier 2, that would be a $200 payout, $125 payout. In tier 3, and so on and so forth. There is a frontline agent bonus where if you get a personally sponsored agent in their first year to cap, you will get $4,000 total instead of $1,400 and the bonuses here. So again, this is all about being able to nurture, coach, and make agents produce so that you can take advantage and you are really trying to get high quality agents with this support system here. All money left over in revenue shared pool, what do these bonuses really mean? So with these bonuses here, essentially in that revenue share pool, if there's agents that leave, retire, what have you, they are no longer collecting revenue share. They're not licensed anymore, but their money will still stay in that pool. So every single month when agents leave, if there's money that's been collected and it hasn't been paid out, it will be divvied out and paid out into these first 3 tiers. For my own revenue share, it's around like 24% on top of these numbers is what you're looking at. When you glance at these numbers, nothing really comes off the page. I mean, the $4,000 one is nice, but where you get the benefit is, over time, if you can bring in a couple agents a year, they bring in a couple agents a year, this is where things start to really get a little bit crazy. I have multiple friends that are making 7 figures every single year. I have a ton of friends that are making multiple 6 figures every year. They are just everyday agents that are putting in the work. So when I joined the brokerage, I thought it was only a select few people that were making this, but there are thousands of agents that are taking advantage of this. And this is nice because it gives you a little bit of a breakup. So, if maybe the market's a little bit slow, you can focus on agent attraction. Maybe you're getting a little bit tired of production and need a break. It gives you another way to earn money. This is not something that is forced upon you. There are a lot of agents that want nothing to be a part of this, and that's why you can see that with the over 80,000 agents that we have, less than 3,000 actually take advantage of this, but it's a nice bonus to have within the company. As mentioned, with the revenue share nuances, it is a willable asset and it can act as your retirement plan. My sponsor, for example, who is Louis Galt, he just got out of production about 8 months ago, and now he just puts all his effort into his agents that he's sponsored. And the nuance of eXp is being sponsored, and it's really important that you know who your sponsor is and the value that they provide. eXp Realty is a fantastic brokerage, but I would say 80 to 90% of the value comes from your sponsor and your upline partners. Anyone that you want to partner with, and if you're talking to eXp agents right now, you need to ask them what kind of resources that you have. I'll be putting out a video later about the value that we bring, but to keep this in mind, before I joined with eXp, I was with Tom Ferry Coaching, paying around $1,800 a month. When I had my meeting with my sponsor and my upline partner, Mike Sherrard, and saw all the value that I got for free it was a no-brainer. I got rid of my coach immediately and I was able to save those costs and save on my brokerage costs when I came over here. So that's one piece of advice. When you're thinking about eXp and if you want to have a chat, make sure you book a discovery call with me, scan that QR code, but it is imperative to understand exactly what your sponsor offers. eXp Luxury, so we have a luxury program. I'm part of this luxury program. It's really a great tool. It puts you in rooms with other luxury agents in your country and across the globe. So it helps with selling properties, masterminding with other agents, and a lot of training in the luxury space. You get different logos, different branding. I know I wasn't super hot and heavy on the eXp branding when I started. It was that blue and orange. I think they've gotten rid of the orange now, but the eXp Luxury is a little bit higher class. It does have a monthly of around $3,000 Canadian, I think 2,500 USD to be part of the program, but you get a ton of resources and extra advertising for your listings as well. We have a commercial space, so if you're working in that commercial environment, we have a space and a runway for you as well. This is something that just rolled out a little while ago, and this is really cool. So agents now have the freedom to choose the CRM that matches their business style. Before, they were only offering KV Core, which is now called Bold Trail. So depending on if you're switching over and you're with one of these platforms here, you have 3 different CRMs to choose from. I use Lofty. I think it's the best CRM. It's a ton of great AI within it to help you with your database. You can build your IDX website for free. You can have unlimited landing pages, designated property pages, booking calendar links, all for free in there. So there's a ton of savings where you don't have to pay for your CRM, and there's additional savings in there where you don't need your own website. Another cool piece is Fixer.ai. Our founder thought this was a cool piece of technology, so he invested in it. So with that, he has given everyone in the brokerage discount. And if you're a capping agent, you will get it for free. So what is Fixer.ai? Essentially, it's a VA within your inbox. It can sort emails for you. It can organize your emails. It can respond to your emails. And because we're such a tech-forward business, especially built on AI, these are all little systems that we're putting in place to give us a toolbox in training. My old brokerage, we didn't do any training on technology or artificial intelligence. A lot don't. So we are a tech-focused company, and that's why we're always getting these new tools, and probably why I'm going to have to create another Why Choose eXp next year, because the changes and the additions will change here. But you can see some of the options and how it works on here, but it is a time saver VA within your inbox in terms of sorting and all that. So go to Fixer.ai. You can look at it and do some research on your own. Because we are in such a big brokerage, we have a lot of partnerships with other industries. Healthcare is one of them. So in the States, you have eXp Agent Healthcare by Clearwater. And you can see that members on average save $10,000 a year on fixed medical costs and 80% out-of-pocket costs in here. So health share, major medical, supplement insurance, and things of that nature. So this is an opportunity for you to be able to get that healthcare option in the States. And in Canada, we have healthcare from Northern Financial Group, and there are 3 tiers: Sapphire, Emerald, and Diamond, and they range from single plans, couple plans, and family plans, depending on the coverages that you like, and you can have that benefit here as well. Because we are such a tech-based brokerage, even things like deposits, because we don't have any office spaces here because we're a cloud-based brokerage, we deposit everything off a phone. So lots of technology pieces, transaction management technology, deposit technology, all these other items. If you are stuck, because our brokerage is so large, we have 24/7 support for agents. So if something's not working, you don't have to wait till the next business day and you're freaking out. You can get in touch with expert care 365 days of the year. In terms of brokerage and the power of eXp, I'm not going to go through all of this, but I'll give you a quick overview. Essentially, we have 5 pillars here: technology, lead generation, training, support, and add-ons here. So in the tech area, we went through eXp World. We offer Sisu, which is an activity tracker. So if you are one who likes to track everything about your business, which you should be doing, so you know what's working, what isn't, we offer Sisu. Canva Pro accounts, every eXp agent gets that. So again, it's bringing down your monthly subscriptions. We were on Workplace. We're now moving over to Slack in terms of being able to get in touch with people around the brokerage. Partnerships with BuildAsign. SkySlope is our transaction management software. My eXp app to be able to stay on top of your revenue share and your numbers. eXp Enterprise. And then lead generation, KB Core, Revenos, relocation, making it rain, military awards in the States. Referral division. So if you are someone who's thinking of retiring, I would suggest come over to us because we have such a broad base. You can have a referral program where you can have referrals and hand them out to people all over the country, all over the globe to help supplement your retirement. Training, we have eXp University, Fast Start, Fast Cap. Fast Start now is a new agent bootcamp, a Fast Cap program for those who are wanting to take their business to the next level after they are new to the industry. We have a mentor program. So if you're a new agent and you're wanting someone in your area to help you with some of those deals, Icon agents can be set up with you in a mentor standing to help you walk through those paces, write those contracts. We have Elevate coaching within our space, Team Leader Academy, eXp Con and regional rallies, lots of masterminds, CE and broker-led classes. We have broker teams, and what I really like about eXp, each state and province will have its own build out. So you have easy access to your managing brokers to be able to get in touch with them. They have frameworks and playbooks, especially if you're a newer agent, on the order of what to do in certain scenarios. If you're having a listing, if you have a buyer, things of that nature. So really good support on that side with that. And then, like I said, we have luxury, commercial, land and ranch, international, and Regis offices, which is cool. So if you are needing an office, Regis, and you can go search them online. Essentially, everyone in the company can apply and get a free co-working space in any of these Regis offices. They're in all cities, many different countries. So if you are needing a space to work, you have free access with that through eXp. You can get discounted rates if you need a full office through Regis as well. That won't be free, but you can get a discount because you're with our program. Obviously, healthcare, the stock awards, incentives, and the Icon awards there. This is the Fast Cap program that I was telling you about here. So it's a 6-week program. This would come after your new agent bootcamp, where you can really dial in your training. So during the first cohort here, you can see that in the 6 weeks, 6.9 appointments per person on the buy and list side were achieved, and 3.9 agreements per person were achieved in just 6 weeks. And that was over 20,000 activities tracked in CSU, 183 open houses, 227 contracts signed, appointments, and all this. So it takes you through the 6-week program from owning your business, prospecting your data and lead gen, marketing your brand, winning with buyers, and winning with sellers. And it's broken down here. And again, this will be Icon agents or highly trained staff, managing brokers that are leading these classes to make sure that you are set up and that you can produce. Because at the end of the day, that's the number one reason why you're likely to join the brokerage. You want to produce, and we give you all the tools to be able to do so. I know this is a lot. There's a ton of information here. It's a large brokerage with lots of tools and all that. So if you're needing a guide or you're looking for a sponsor, make sure you book a call with me. You can do it in the description below or in that QR code. We can have a discovery call about my sponsor group, the Wolfpack, and can give you some more information on eXp to see if it may be a fit for you. But again, if you stayed all the way to the end, thank you for your patience. And if you have any questions, make sure that you reach out or leave it in the comment section below.